The Philadelphia Museum of Art is one of those institutions that often gets overlooked. Uh, it has some very, very good Himalayan art, Tibetan, Nepalese, and it has sculpture and it has paintings. But not always do the paintings get their due. Now they have some which have been well exhibited, which I think we've done some videos already on some paintings, but then there are others where they just need to be looked at a little bit and appreciated for themselves. But sometimes they just need to be looked at a little bit more closely, and you need to examine them. So what we're going to do is look at painting HAR number 87006. And this is a depiction of the Pure Land, what's called the Pure Land of Padmasambhava. It's called the copper-colored mountain. And there are many, many, many different representations of this on the HAR website. But this one here, what we have is we have a central figure of Padmasambhava against an architectural structure. And there's usually 3 floors. This, I think, has 4 floors and a big courtyard in front, and the courtyard is filled with people. Padmasambhava himself has directly above his head on the 2nd floor, or possibly the 3rd floor, depending on how we understand the structure here, a form of Avalokiteshvara, 1 face, 4 arms, and then above that, on the top floor of the architectural form is Amitabha Buddha. And this is showing that there's this triad, this Trikaya, 3 body forms of Padmasambhava, Amitabha, Avalokiteshvara, Padmasambhava himself. Now, at the very top center, we have a blue figure seated, naked, in a kind of a Buddha appearance, and he's embracing a white consort. So this is, in Sanskrit, Samantabhadra Buddha and Samantabhadri, his consort, and they're the primordial or progenitor kind of Buddha of the Nyingma tradition of Tibetan Buddhism. Then on the upper left side, we have a figure of white Tara, and then on the upper left side, now that's the viewer's right and viewer's left. So up on the viewer's right side is green Tara. Now these 2 figures of white Tara and green Tara are actually unrelated to the central subject of Padmasambhava in his Pure Land of the Copper-Colored Mountain. The white Tara and green Tara are placed there either by the artist or by the person who's commissioning the painting, but they are contextually and iconographically unrelated to the narrative of Padmasambhava and his Pure Land. Now, if we go down a little bit on the left side, what we also have is we have 2 concentric rainbows filled with these sort of dancing figures that surround this palace architectural structure. But almost midway down the composition on the left side, we have a Nyingma protector deity called Rahula, and he has, in this image, he has 2 arms, and he has 9 heads, brown in color, and he has a lower body of a snake, and on his stomach he has another face, but he has 9 heads above. Then on the right side of the painting, we have another Nyingma protector deity called Ekajati. Ekajati here means Eka means 1, Jati means Jat, a plait of hair, so single braid protector goddess. And they're both standing on clouds, and they both have retinue figures around them. Now, as for the figures that are around Padmasambhava himself, what we have is 2 main consorts. We have Mandarava on his proper right side, and we have Yeshitsogyal on his proper left side. And then on the left and right sides, we have the 8 forms of Padmasambhava, the 8 manifestations that each represent a major episode in the life of Padmasambhava. And then in front, we have a whole group of various teachers. Some are monks, some are kings, some are lay people, some are even doctors. And this can be, some of these figures can be identified through other paintings. Now, at the lower left side, the viewer's left, we have a major protector, again, of the Nyingma school called Maning Mahakala, Gompo Maning. I refer to him as a eunuch Mahakala because he's neither male nor female. And he's wearing a lot of garments surrounded by fire. And then on the viewer's right side, we have Dorje Lekpa or Vajrasadhu, and riding a snow lion and holding, maroon in color, holding upraised a Vajra in one hand. And I believe it's a heart in the left hand. You have to be careful. This figure is often confused for the Gelugpa form of the band, what's called the band deity, Dorje Shugden. So you have to be careful in the identification. Now, there's a number of other figures in the lower composition, but they're not so important, and they relate to the mountain itself. Because the mountain is also called, this mountain is in the middle of a lake, and it's on an island, and the island is called Demon Island. Sometimes people associate it with Sri Lanka. They think that Padmasambhava, after he left Tibet, went to Sri Lanka. So we'll leave it there. You can press like, you can subscribe, you can join HAR on Patreon for longer videos and more context, and sometimes a little bit more religious context or meaning as well. And you can also make a donation on the homepage of Himalayan Art Resources.